Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a little different from what you're used to, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. So without wasting any time, let's start. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a little different from what you're used to, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. So without wasting any time, let's start.
Cierra breaks her silence after Love Island USA exits. Cierra, 25, entered season 7 of Love Island USA with the hope of finding love, but she left with a very different story. Just a week before the finale, Cierra was removed from the villa after a past Instagram story resurfaced online, drawing widespread backlash. In it, she used an offensive slur, unknowingly invoking a painful history. What followed was a storm of criticism, public scrutiny, and an early end to what she hoped would be a defining chapter in her life. Now, Cierra is speaking up not to deflect blame, but to tell the full truth of what happened, how it felt, and who she really is behind the heavily edited scenes. I was hurting, and they called me a mean girl in a series of emotional videos posted online. Cierra opened up about how her time on the show was edited and how it shaped a version of her that even she didn't recognize. There was a moment when I had just finished crying about my relationship with NIC, she shared. I was quiet, trying not to fall apart again. That's when Huda asked me, "Do you want to talk about it?" On the show, it looked like I ignored her, but that's not what happened. Cierra paused, visibly holding back tears in her video. We hugged. We shared a moment without words. But that never made it on air. All people saw was silence, and suddenly I was labeled the mean girl. That broke me. She also addressed harsh viewer backlash for her facial expressions during scenes where Huda received criticism. They made it seem like I was mocking her. But those faces? They weren't even from the same moment. They took reactions out of context to fit a narrative. I wasn't being cruel, I was surviving. The reality behind reality TV, what the audience didn't see, Cierra says, were the long, emotionally exhausting days behind the cameras. Contestants were separated by gender. During meals, they weren't allowed to talk about life in the villa unless the cameras were rolling. They were required to wear bikinis daily, even when they didn't feel comfortable. There were days I begged to wear something else, anything but a bikini. I just wanted to feel human, not like a product. But the rules were strict. We got maybe 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night. Your emotions are raw, your guard is down, And then it's all edited into entertainment. Cierra said she will likely not attend the reunion on August 25th. That space no longer feels safe. For me, I left broken, not by love, but by the way my story was twisted. The post that ended it, Cierra's time on the show, came to an abrupt end when fans uncovered an old Instagram story. In it, she discussed Botox and used a slur one she now deeply regrets. In a heartfelt apology video, Cierra said, "I want to speak directly to the Asian community. I am so sorry. I had no idea the word I used carried so much pain. If I had known, I would never have said it. My intent doesn't excuse my ignorance, and I own that, fully." Behind the scenes, a Love Island insider told the U.S. Sun that Cierra wanted to stay and believed her apology might allow her to remain on the show. She didn't want to leave. She was heartbroken. But we couldn't risk letting it go. The source said, "We had to protect the integrity of the show and our viewers." Love lost. Friendships tested after Cierra's departure. Her partner NIC quickly moved on with fellow contestant Alondria Carthan. The two made it to the finale and ultimately placed second. In his final speech, NIC addressed Alondria. "We began this journey with other connections, but I was always your secret admirer." Their budding relationship continued after the show ended, something Cierra addressed with quiet grace and resilience. In a TikTok video, she smiled softly as she got ready to go out. The text above her read, "You look happier. Thanks. I booked a flight to Mykonos after surviving a villain edit on reality TV and not ending up with the guy who never really liked me." Redemption over reputation for Cierra. This experience wasn't just about lost love or fame, it was about confronting her own mistakes, defending her character, and reclaiming her voice. "I don't want to be remembered as the villain of season 7, she said. "I want to be remembered as someone who was brave enough to admit she was wrong, strong enough to survive the backlash, and real enough to tell the truth unedited.